Alright everyone, how are you doing today? It's time for another devlog. Devlog. I haven't put out one for a little bit, but it's because I was working on a big update, and I thought I would share the update with you guys. I think I did my original release of my pre-release game on GitHub in January, early January, January 6th I think, and then I just did another release of the more updated game as of, it was Wednesday or Thursday last week. So that would have been, what, today's the 19th. So 12th or 13th, somewhere in there. But yeah, here we go. That's what's going on. This should be filed and saved as. This is my most recent version. We're going to save this in C drive and users and owner and VS Code Pi projects and Journey to Winterhaven and into Arena builds. And we're going to save it. Awesome. Alright. Mainly because this thing down here, it says Python 3.11. That's what I want. Some of my imports and stuff don't seem to work well with 3.13, so I just kept everything in Python 3.11 for now. 3.14 just came out, but it doesn't do stuff like Colorama or Pygame and all that different stuff. But yeah, this is the game. This is what I've been working on. I had taken the game originally. I think it was just 3 fights in random order with no boss. And I put together what I want to do, which is actually an arena-based system. So now the purpose of the game is you start the game, you fight 5 rounds of combat, 4 monsters, and then the final boss. And that's currently what the game is. But yeah, what did we do here? Let me see. I actually recently switched from using ChatGPT for coding questions to Gemini. Mainly because, at least for me, I usually do a lot of coding typically later at night. And when I'm coding later at night and asking coding questions, ChatGPT just crashes every single question. It's like 10 minutes to get one question answered, which is just insane. So for now, I had done the paid tier of ChatGPT one, or ChatGPT. I canceled that, and now I am doing the unpaid. I did the unpaid tier, and I switched to Gemini. And we'll see how that works. And if Gemini is good, I might switch to their paid tier. Because I think I've heard overall better things about Gemini. But anyways, let's go down here. Let's go down here and see what we're doing. Since our last big update, the first big update, I increased my code base by about 50%, at least KB wise. So a couple thousand extra lines of code. And this is all that code, which is crazy. We're looking down for the bottom. Jeez. Because I like to, just to kind of keep a running record of everything I've been doing, I like to keep kind of updates down at the bottom. You know, we're almost at the bottom. Let me see here. Here we go. This is my most recent version, version 0.4. I just started working on that one yesterday. And since I started on that one, I added a new monster, Hydra Hatchling. I expanded my debug menu, because now it has an acid attack, and now acids take damage, so that's what I added. But the previous version, this is what we did. Combat used to be 3 rounds, and it went to 4, and I thought 5 was a better ratio because of leveling. We added a rest period for full heals, and also future work in progresses, which is kind of cool. I did fix some of my old ticks; they weren't quite working quite right. Expanded how long Berserk lasts. Berserk is a pretty cool ability. It only triggers when you reach when your HP drops below 10%. Originally, it was only lasting for 1 turn, but then it had this weird bug where if activated on your turn and you killed a monster on your turn, and then it actually fell you into the next round, which I thought was kind of a cool mechanic. So I made it so it lasts 2 full rounds, and if you manage to kill something while you're berserked, you get an additional round. And it stacks exponentially, so if you have really good luck, you could potentially be in a permanent state of berserk, but it's pretty unlikely, especially as the monster gets stronger. You'll get a good hit or 2 off, but then it will fade, which is fine. Let me see here. Fix some bugs. Now, when you first start out, Um, you're greeted by the trainer of the arena, and you get an opportunity to learn a skill, because I added skills into the game now, so player has moves they can use, and you also get a free stat point to kind of pay you for your travel and everything you did to get to the arena. And then we did a rank system for my moves, which is pretty cool. So they progressively get more powerful and they do more damage. And I'm playing with the idea and probably go with it that rank 5 is like you kind of master an ability. And so then at rank 6, the move jumps to tier 2, rank 1. And then the move, like for example, Power Strike right now at rank 5 does double damage. And I want, if you can rank it to tier 6, for the move to become double strike and cost 1 less AP. So you can do more for less essentially, and then keep the power going up. Set the menu to continue all the moves, which is cool. Yeah, we had a war cry. So I added three moves essentially. And the first move is Power Strike. That's like an extra power boost to your attack. The second move is Heal, though I think I'm going to change it to First Aid because it's a warrior skill. And that First Aid skill will probably allow you to heal basic status effects based on the rank. So that's cool. And then Warcry is like a permanent boost. Not permanent, but like 3 rounds of combat boost. And as you rank it up, it gets stronger and stronger and stronger. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been working on. It's a lot to talk about. I don't even know where to start. It took me a while to get the system working and different things. One of the most frustrating things was, let's go up to this edit. Find, let's go to Def Power Strike. My Def Power Strike mode, for some reason, there's some stupid bug with it. Or I set something to true. When you attacked, it was set to true, which never really did anything. It just, essentially, if you use your Power Strike move, you keep on using it, and the enemy would never get to attack. And on the opposite hand, if you beat the enemy with your Power Strike move, you actually lost the game, which is kind of funny. So it was some stupid conditional thing. I'm trying to find the exact location where I put something was true, and that's what caused the bug. So I got that fixed. It's pretty exciting stuff. I'm thinking, it's just a lot that I've done, but some of these things are so minor for the player to notice. Yeah, the system's there and different things, but it's like, it doesn't seem like the game has really expanded that much, but really under the hood there's been so much that has been done. And so that's kind of where I am. Right now I think my goal is to add the remaining tier 3 monsters, because I wanted 5 tier 1, 5 tier 2, 5 tier 3, and 1 tier 4 monster. Also, eventually a hidden ending with a tier 5 boss based on your decision. I haven't had that yet, but I want there to be like a true ending to the demo, if you will. The demos, I'm still going to try to push it out by May. That's my goal. Onto itch.io and maybe Pygame, because I'm going to build it in Pygame. Because, right now I can even show you. When I saw this, we go to Journey to Winterhaven. This is my most recent version. 3.18. Right, no, we already had run it, so where is it? Let me see if I can find it. Anyways, fine, we'll download it again. It's super small anyways, just like 8 megabytes. Let's just extract all. Who knows? Extract. Okay, it's extracted now. And let's create a shortcut, because why not? Nice out of this. Super quick extraction. Alright, Journey to Winterhaven. I thought we already, but whatever, run anyways. So it's still terminal based, which is kind of cool. But one of the big issues I had when I released it was that their emojis weren't showing up. So I'm going to use my shortcut key, which is C to command. This is kind of a new thing. He stays you for Lama and grunts fine. You earn one last adjustment before you go out there. You feel the surge of potential. The trainer helps you sharpen one aspect of yourself. So this used to be question marks. the little emoji. For some reason, Windows was having a really hard time converting. I think it's because it's terminal based instead of being like in a game engine. And so anytime I'd run this, it would like give me like little question marks, which is kind of frustrating. But yeah, it's still terminal based, which is fine. But then you press enter, and then you can do this whole spend stat points, spend skill points. This is going to be expanded a lot pretty soon here. That's one of my next big updates I want to work on. But for now, I'm going to take a defense boost, and let's spend our skill point. All these moves are good. It just kind of depends on what you want. The best thing you can do for the demo is to choose one skill and work with it. Because you only get, I think it's probably 9 skill points and 9 stat points throughout. Because you're probably not going to get past level 4 in the demo. I've got to level 5 once, but that was after I beat the boss. But eventually, it's not quite added yet, but in the final rest scene, before the final boss, the trainer will also be there, and he will train up one of your skills. So if you only can get to rank 4, because it costs more and more and more points, he can allow you to get rank 5. Only one skill, though. So you can use all 3 of them. They all work really well together. My favorite combination is Power Strike and Battle Cry, because the first rank up, because it has rank 1, which costs 1 AP, and rank 2 also costs 1 AP. And then you get slight buffs, so it's almost worth taking them both to rank 2, because then you can War Cry yourself and give yourself a +2/+2 boost, and then Power Strike, and Power Strike takes into account your attack plus all your bonuses and stuff. So that's a good combination I found. But take Power Strike learned, woohoo, exciting stuff. No more skills. This is still a little not super user friendly, but it's a lot better than it used to be. Used to you have to go back like a million times. This one's just one back, and then it tells you use value points, press enter to continue, and the game starts. So that's kind of what we're looking at right now. It's pretty cool. Most recent version, I added Hydra Hatchling and all the stuff that is involved in that, which is a lot. Like, look at this. Haven't done much of the story, that I will expand it pretty soon here, but let's go to combat. That's my shortcut key right now to just bypass everything. Same boost. Press enter to continue. Yeah, that's fine. We can type in debug. And then you get all these new menu options. Force Berserk, Clear Berserk, Apply Blindness, Apply Burn, Apply Poison, Apply Acid, Acid Full Test, Clear Acid, Heal Full, Activate Death Defier, all these cool things. Then there's even other menus inside those menus. So if you were to type in 14 to go to Skill Editor, then it jumps into the 3 skills I have, which is pretty cool. But yeah, that's the state of the game. It's getting better. I think I want to say I'm probably 75-80% of the way done for the version I want to be like the game I put on GitHub. I am right now. It's all being done in VS Code and using terminal, using Python as a language in the terminal. But I have been slowly learning Pygame, and this is what we have in Pygame so far. Now let me exit this. Let's go exit run, because that just resets everything. Resets. All right. UI game. All right, where'd it go? It's right here. So this is my amazing pixel art right now. It doesn't do anything. I was just practicing printing out different things. But we have right here our pixel art cartoon human. And then we got our pixel art young goblin, which is the only sprite I've actually made. So this is kind of what it's going to look like eventually. But for now, I'm really relying on Terminal for the most point. But before it comes out, most likely I'll have it in Pygame, which will be a good learning curve. But I think it's going to teach me some good skills, because I know Godot is kind of similar, but a lot more complex, a lot more capable. So I figure by building it in Python and Pygame will help me get used to kind of interacting with the front and back end, and then it should make going over to Godot a little easier. But yeah, guys, that's what's been going on. Yeah, that's nice. Okay. Well, anyways. I don't know why I didn't load here, but it's fine. Usually in these, I go ahead and run an AI build I built. So we're gonna do that. AI arena builds. Let's see here. I think we're on. I think this is devlog 4. Maybe it's 3. I think I've done 4 devlogs, and each one we went through one of the demos. So now I think we're probably at AI arena battle 0.4. Let's see, what does this one do? These are going to be unlockable mini games, so you can just kind of play the game in different states and different mechanics and that sort of thing. I think, yeah, this is the one where I had the game actually create some monsters and some moves for a tournament feel. So let's run it, see how it does. There you go. Wait, no. Dang it. Fine. Let's exit out this real quickly. Let's go see. That'll boost that. 0 back. Let's debug. And then we'll do exit current run. Okay, now we can actually run this one. I don't know what was happening. I closed VS Code and reopened it, and then it worked fine. All right, here we go. The arena, the AI that built region, version 4. You wake in chains to a roar of a distant crown. Stone walls, iron bars, and the smell of blood. The arena of winter heaven. Merchants and nobles place their bets while hooded bookmarkers weigh your odds of survival. You're dragged through a gate and tossed into the sand. A spear and battered shield thrust into your hands. Overhead a shadow moves, a shape with too many heads, watching from the highest balcony. Live and you'll earn coin, favor, and perhaps the blessing from above. Die and you'll just be another name the crowd forgets. So I told you just a little quick story, kind of creates the mood, the feeling, and that's what I did. I think I limited I prompted to like 100 lines of story or something like that. But anyways, here we go. You will face 3 battles in the arena run. I think this is the one you might actually get. It might take into account my my betting system. We'll see though. Okay. Tier 1 foe approaches. Skeleton Grunt. Well, we got our Parasect. These were some of the moves that I was thinking about earlier on. A Guard Command and Berserk this and Berserk that. So I kind of had to create its own moves. The only one I've actually used is Power Strike and Guard eventually will be a thing. Probably at level 3 unlock. I'm not sure yet, but let's Power Strike. You unleash a powerful strike on Skeleton Grunt for 9 damage. Alright, Skeleton Grunt has 20. Can we do Berserk Slash? Ooh. You deal 6 damage to Skeleton Grunt. Tells you how the formula is broken down. Skeleton Grunt's still alive though. Let's finish off Power Strike. You defeated the Skeleton Grunt. House pays out 7 gold based on your performance. So that's kind of the thing I have in mind with the system. When you do the arena the first time, it's you're gonna be paid out, so you get gold in the game, so you can actually buy stuff, and it's based on how quickly you end combat, how close the fights get, if they're haircut, and then it's gonna be paying a lot more. If they're super quick, the crowd's not gonna be as impressed. So it's just gonna be kind of a randomized system that gives you X amount of gold, so you have something to start the game with. Because essentially the game starts out, you're captured on your way to go to Winterhaven, thrown into the arena, you fight through the arena, you win the arena, ideally, and then 30 years pass, and your kid is the main character. So the stuff you earned in the arena is then passed on to your kid 30 years later. And that's how the game's kind of set up for now. So, yeah, alright. Skeleton Captain. It does look like, usually, whenever I do one of these demos, well, AI builds them, I just prompt it, just because it's kind of fun. it usually always fully restores AP. In my game, you get 1 AP restored per turn, with the exception of the final rest before the final boss, where you get a full AP restore, and you also can invest your skill points, or excuse me, stat points, in AP, and then your max AP goes up by 1 and it heals you 1 also. So that's how you get AP, and there is AP potions too on some of the various paths you can take. But anyways, let's go for it. Berserk Slash. You deal 1 damage. Ouch. Let's attack him for a little bit. You strike Skeleton for 2 damage. This guy's kind of tough, man. Let's attack again. Again. Rage is building. That's a mechanic in the game. As you take more damage, your rage builds. I call it adrenaline, so you can do more damage, which kind of balances the game overall. Let's try Berserk Strike again. Dang. Oh, jeez. Well, that's not great. Not great at all. He must have decent defense or something like that. Let's see, 29. Slowly punching through, but I've taken the system in my game where you actually can see all the damage broken down, so player actually understand what's going on. They're not like, I got this bonus, so why? It breaks it down, which is nice. This is just essentially random numbers, but that's kind of what I want it to be, just kind of different stages of the game and attack. And now we're on to tier 3. No leveling. 1 attack. Yeah. 7. 3 damage. Now let's go. Let's go. Let's go for Berserk Slash. Blood Ogre. Your HP is getting pretty close. Let's finish him off. Woohoo! And that's kind of the AI version. You fight 3 different monsters, and in the end, you get a total gold paid out, which is kind of the system I'm going to put into the actual game. I just haven't done it yet. But yeah, there you go. That's Denver 4. That seems to be a lot more winnable. Some of these guys are really hard to win, and you literally got to have good RNG. So yeah, that's that version. What else was I going to look at here? Train to Winterhaven. Outlines. File. Open folder. Let's go Journey to Winterhaven. AI builds. That's where it is. AI builds with graphics. I actually had built a few with graphics now. And one of them, because I just kind of wanted to see what Gemini was capable of doing. So I had Gemini actually designed a very rudimentary, essentially take the blueprint of my code and create a little graphical Game Boy-esque graphics thing. And that's what they built. AI build 1. Let's play it. Dun dun dun. It's very simple. You get your attack and you get power strike. It tells you there's 3 rounds. You gain experience. Super Game Boy-esque, but still pretty fun. I'm working in this direction right now. The first 4 or 5, I believe, don't have any graphics at all. They're just better and better versions of the text-based game. And then I do have a few. Actually, it looks like 5 and 6 are actually. I started switching to minor graphics, and so we'll show those off at a different time. But it's super simple, but still pretty cool overall. All right, super excited. Let's go back to this, the version that we're currently working on. Let's take it to the top. Let's see here. Let's talk about some of what this does. This right here is pretty much setting colors in the game. It's how the game reads colors, so that's pretty cool. These prompts right here are used for clearing stuff and making sure stuff is actually like for shortcuts and different things. And there's just so much here. Understand all of it. But But I think this is the equation that calculates get damage. It takes adrenaline, a berserk, Warcry, and equipment into play. It starts at 0, of course. And then adrenaline, attack. And then it starts adding all these things together to give your ultimate score, which is kind of cool. I can even show you a quick breakdown. Let's run this again. The best possible path is Zerg path. I'm not going to get on there. I'm going to just skip everything. Combat. I did that a lot. I do need to test the story some more. But for now, the story hasn't really changed all that much. A little bit. I've made some quick changes and different things. Okay, spend your stat point. Let's spend a stat point on Max. And to spill. Let's go Power Strike. And then 0 to go back. Alright, so for example here we're facing an imp. I get the first move. If I were to 1 attack, it breaks it down the damage for you. Freaking scan colors always freaking calling me. They're so freaking annoying. Right now, it's just a flat roll of 4 because there's no defense to take into account. My roll is just a flat 4. Rolls 4, I do 4 damage. If we were to take it farther and do a special move and do a Power Strike, it breaks it down. You smashed it for 2 damage. I rolled 1, which is a really bad roll. And I got +1 damage from Power Strike. Because essentially, Power Strike, at least at rank 1, takes half the roll of your regular roll and then divides it in half, rounded down, minimum 1, and so then you get 2 damage. So it's kind of silly, but that's the way it works. And we don't have any adrenaline yet. Let's see here. Here we go. We got adrenaline now, so if we were to, let's say, special attack again and do Power Strike, here you go. It breaks it down. You rolled 7 damage, +4 is my base roll. Adrenaline was additional +1. Power Strike is equal to 2. So hey, you defeated it. That's kind of how it works. I think it breaks it down a lot better. But yeah, and then I had all this stuff where you can check status if you want to. Because for a while there, I had all on the UI, and it's really busy and kind of unnecessary, and you don't necessarily want to know all your stats all the time. But if you want to, you always can go to check status. It gives you your basic set. Warrior, your level, your HP, your AP, your attack, your defense, all that stuff. If you want to take it farther, you can go to view all game stats, and this gives you a very, very broad breakdown of everything you got. It breaks down your attack, your AP, your experience, your gold, certain statuses. Right now, Warcry is inactive because we don't have it unlocked. Titles, achievements, the essences, and endings. So it's just a kind of a more breakdown detail. That way, player, if they want to know what's going on, they're curious about their stats, how everything's working out, they can sit here. Otherwise, just play the game and have fun. But I think that's all we're gonna do today. Let's see if debug works from here. Put it in most places. It does. So let's exit current run. All right. I think that's gonna do it for today, guys. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any suggestions. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know stuff you'd like to see in the game. If you like the direction I'm going on. If you don't like the direction I'm going in. I love getting comments, and no one ever comments. I don't get that many views, but still, leave a comment if you're enjoying it. And if you're not, I'm sorry. I know it started a little slow, so hopefully you guys kept watching. Hopefully learned something valuable. Always check out my GitHub's linked to my YouTube, and so you can actually, if you want to, go download the most recent version, give it a free trial if you want to. And if you do, let me know and let me know what you think. Yeah. I think that's about it, guys. Thank you for taking the time to watch my videos. Hit that subscribe button. Click on the bell to be notified when I release new content. And, yeah, keep gaming. Talk to you guys later. Bye.